Hello, friends! I want to talk to you guys about Fun Fridays because I want to spread the word, I guess, and share this thing that I've been doing. And I was going to say that today was Friday, but I cannot be dishonest. And today is actually Saturday. But I enjoyed Fun Friday yesterday, but it was raining and storming and it was ridiculous and cozy and perfect, and I just wanted to sit here and draw by myself and I didn't want to put the camera on. But today I have another day. The kids are with their grandparents. Yuan, my boyfriend, is out biking for a couple hours and I have the whole afternoon to myself. The sun is shining, it's gorgeous out. I should actually take a walk, but you know what? I don't want to because I want to create and play. So I've been working full-time as an illustrator for 10 years, and in that time I have completely given up my practice of art for play. And that is because I've had client projects to work on. I've been trying to build up my portfolio with artwork. I have been working on teaching things. That's been another creative outlet for me, which is really fun. But in the last year, in 2020, when everybody was stuck at home even more than usual, because I have to admit I am quite the hermit. I am always home. I love working from home. That's my thing. I am quite introverted. I really rely on and really love having my own space and time. So I haven't been doing very much play or any at all. And sketching, I've always felt, was kind of like a waste of time. Why don't I just jump into the final illustration, do my initial sketch, and just get on with it so I can save time? Especially 4 years ago, I had my first child, and now 4 years time I've been having little kids at home, and I've had very short work hours, so then it's become even less time for me to work even, and definitely no time for play. But now my kids are a little bit older. They're 4 and 2. They go to preschool, and I all of a sudden have tons of time to work. But I've been playing with them. I've been teaching them about art. And after school, I've been taking out all my art supplies and I put it on our dining room table, and they can just play and explore and get messy because I have really nice like plastic tablecloth. And it's been so exciting that I can also at that time play with things and cut out little shapes, and it's been I guess awakening. That sounds so like it's much bigger than it is, but it has been making such a big difference, and I can tell in my well-being and feeling more creative that stuff like that's really important. So I wanted to share this with you. I want to share my joy and happiness, and hopefully that it can like become a what's it called, snowball effect, that my positivity and excitement for creating can be passed on to you, and then you can pass it on to another creative friend, and we can keep going. So your mental well-being is so important, and I have come to realize that after 10 years of doing this, that it's important. This playtime, also, it's not a waste of time at all. I've noticed all these sketches that I'm doing in my sketchbook, they are helping me come up with ideas. Working with traditional materials also has been such a huge help because I am so in the digital world now that the first time I took out my sketchbook, I was trying to pinch zoom on the paper, and that's just ridiculous, and that made me realize that I'm so used to creating in that way that I have the comfort of always knowing that I have the ability to delete and erase and just take away a layer and all that stuff. So now when I'm working in a sketchbook, this is what I get. If I don't like the final outcome, that's fine, but it's still there. I can't delete it. I can't erase part of it. So it's been really healthy for me to realize and work in that way as well. And I think that's going to really develop my skills as a digital artist as well, just knowing how I go about creating artwork traditionally as well. So I see so many benefits already. I've been doing Fun Fridays for a couple months now. I think I started in October. I took a lot of time off in December, so it's been only a couple months that I've been doing this, but I've already seen a huge difference. And I'm also so excited to get to have my playtime on Friday, so I get tons of stuff done in the week. I'm really motivated, especially on Monday, because I'm so excited to get back to work and do my things. So Mondays are usually my best day. And then I get a little bit more procrastinating by the end of the week. But then I know on Friday I can have my playtime. So sometimes in the week when I feel like, oh, I just want to draw, I know that I have to just get some stuff done so that I can have my playtime on Friday. So yeah, I wanted to share this with you because it's fun. And in the future, I'm playing with ideas. I'm thinking maybe to have some sort of Fun Friday illustration club, but I need to figure out how to go about doing that and how it could benefit you as well and how to do that. So if you have any ideas, please let me know, because but I think that would be really fun to draw together or have some place to share or get ideas and work on projects together for fun or for a portfolio too. So that's an idea. I have 1,000 ideas. And I really want to also locally where I live, I would love to host workshops here because it's such a beautiful community. There's tons of retired people that could possibly love to go for a little watercolor course. So there's tons of kids that would be fun to work with. We just have to wait for this pandemic to be over and then I can work on those things as well. But okay, so that's my little rant on my Fun Fridays and the benefits of what I've felt, and I'm so excited. So I thought maybe I'd show you some art supplies that I've been loving now, because art supplies are so much fun to play with and talk about. So first up, I want to share this sketchbook. It's a Royal Talons art creation sketchbook, and I bought it for obvious reasons because it's blush pink. And it has thick paper. I think it's 140 grams. So it's pretty good. It holds up to a little bit of paint. I've been playing with a little bit of watercolor and a little bit of gouache paint pens too. So as long as you're not saturating the pages with a crazy amount of paint and layers, it's holding up quite well, and it's only buckling and rippling slightly. I've been doing mainly just like dots of paint to create flowers, and then I will go in and do other details with colored pencils. And the watercolor set that I had a watercolor set from Winsor & Newton with 14 colors, I think, that I bought about seriously 20 years ago, I think. Maybe a little bit less, maybe like 15 years ago. And they're holding up and they were fine, but they were just like the primary colors, and I live in a world of turquoises and pinks and purples, so I went and purchased a few more. I bought a new set of Winsor & Newton colors just so I could have a fresh set, since many of my colors were almost used up. And then I ordered a couple of single pans like turquoise and purple and pink. And I bought some metallics too, which were really fun to play with. Those are also from Royal Van Gogh. I think that's Royal Talons as well, Van Gogh line. Whatever, I can double check. But the Winsor & Newton, they are student grade, but they're like a step up from like student grade. They're like just slightly below professional. And since I don't have plans of being a professional watercolorist, I thought that this would do just fine, just to have fun in my sketchbook and add colors. And then I do enjoy, I also bought, I have a million brushes from before, but many of them are very abused. So I bought a couple of the Cotman watercolor brushes, and they're very nice, especially since they're new, you know, like a new watercolor brush is so nice compared to the ones that I've had for a couple centuries. So that's been fun. I bought, when I moved to Sweden 13 years ago, I brought one suitcase pretty much of art supplies, and the other one had my clothes. So it was something that I brought with me, and it's sad that I gave up on that, because before, like when I was in university and growing up, I was constantly playing with art supplies and trying new things and styles. But then once I discovered digital and I found my style, I kind of let that all go because I thought that I'd found my thing and I had to concentrate on that. And that was fun for a while, but again, I've noticed that like a whole new world has opened up for me since playing with art supplies with my kids and myself, and it's so much fun. So as far as colored pencils go, I have an old set also. I swear to God, these are 20 years old. They're the Prismacolor Premier colored pencils, and these are definitely 20 years old because my dad bought them for a work project about 20 years ago when I was living in Maine, and that was before 2000. So more than 20 years, maybe 25 years, which sounds mental. Like, how old am I? No, I can't be that old. But 20 years, something like that. Nuts. Yeah, and they're still going strong because I've hardly used them. But in the past few months, me and my kids have been playing with these and drawing pictures, and I've been, again, it's so much fun. What have I been doing for the past decade? Why have I not been using all these things that I have? So that's been fun. And because, again, I have a specific color scheme that I like to work in, and all these normal sets, they usually have all the primary colors that I'm not as excited about. So I went ahead and treated myself at Christmas time to some new colored pencils. And I bought a lot of the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils because they're supposedly the best. Also, I think they're stunning. They have the wood shone, I guess you can say. Wood shone. It just has the color at the bottom, and they feel really nice in your hand. They're so light, and they just feel like a good colored pencil, I gotta say. And then the colors are like extra special. They're very specific colors, like some super brights, but then they have all those like weird neutral colors, which are really handy and I enjoy. So they had lots of different variations of light umbers and sepias, so they're like dusty pinks and rosy colors, which I really like. So I bought some of those. I also, the brand that they have, Caran d'Ache has another brand that's slightly lower price class, Pablo, and they are also really beautiful pencils that you just can tell that they're well made. And these ones have the color on the outside, which is beautiful too. So I bought some of my colors like turquoise and pink and aqua, and it's been fun to play with those in my sketchbook and adding details and color, because yeah, you can create a sketchbook of sketches with a regular pencil, but adding color is so much fun. So those are my new favorites. I think it's hard to say which one is my favorite out of the colored pencils. They're all excellent. The Premier, they all are similar in quality, but I think I'm going to shell out for and treat myself to the full set, one of the full sets of the Pablo pencils, just because they're in that mid-range. The Luminance pencils, they are beautiful, but they cost, it's a ridiculous amount of money. I think I'll just choose certain colors that they have because they have very specific colors that appeal to me. And I think I'll order a Pablo set just because it's my birthday soon. Okay, so that's my little review of my favorite art supplies for a sketchbook right now. The sketchbook has like ivory colored paper, which is alright, like off-white, and it's very smooth and pretty good thickness. Not too thick, but not too thin. I really like it. And mainly I like it because it's light pink. Ooh, another thing. I bought myself a proper crank pencil sharpener, and this is from a German brand, M&R, Möbius Rupert. And if I'm gonna be sharpening fancy pencils like this, I wanted to have a proper pencil sharpener so that they won't break. That's one thing with the Prismacolor. They are very soft and crumbly, and they do break often, especially with a regular color. a regular sharpener, they break off very easily. This crank one does help to make sure that they don't break as much. So that's one thing that I have considered. Like, these Prismacolors are at a lower price class, but they constantly break, so you're sharpening away a lot of the pencil a lot of the time. So these ones, much higher quality, but I haven't noticed that they break at all. So maybe it evens out in price, who knows. So yeah, I wanted to share with you a glimpse at my sketchbook practice, and this is something that I want to share more with you, such as in some kind of illustration club. Just have to figure out what that means. And I want to share a little glimpse at my sketchbook, so I hope you throughout this video have enjoyed seeing little glimpses of my sketchbook and what I've been working on. I've always thought that I couldn't be one of those people who has a beautiful sketchbook because I work digitally, and that's been something I've kind of been a little bit jealous of, and now I am one of those people with a beautiful sketchbook that I have been sharing more on Instagram. That's fun. I have like another area that I can share and play with, and it's been really fun. And these sketches aren't revolutionary. They're mainly just for me and for fun, and not something that I'm going to be creating anything with, but I do maybe discover things when I am creating with these materials, traditional materials that I will bring to my digital work, and that'll be fun. So they can be like a reference, a library of patterns. In this pink sketchbook, I have been doing a lot of patterns and florals. I was going to do a different mix of things, but it's become that this is 100% florals for me, which is fine by me because florals are beautiful. And I've been really enjoying that process. I can share my other sketchbooks with you as well. I have this one, and this is the one where I started in October, when I started to do my Fun Fridays, and I was bringing out my supplies to play with my kids, and I wanted a sketchbook that it would be okay if my kids scribbled in it too sometimes, and to just like get into the sketchbook thing again. And this one I feel is a little bit uglier, I guess. It's not as thought through, and I'm not trying to make it pretty here. I'm more exploring. I'm doing some things that I'm just playing and cutting out things and trying different markers and pencils and pens, and this is more just like spending time with my kids but creating art at the same time, not necessarily thinking that it's in my beautiful sketchbook or going to be used in the future. This is seriously 100% for play. So that's my cork sketchbook. I also have another one that I bought. This one I had plans, like big plans. I love the idea of having themes for different sketchbooks. So this is where I'm going to be exploring creating artwork for children. And I would love to work on creating a more signature style, like warping my style into children's genre. And that's a little ongoing project that I'm going to be working on. So that's that sketchbook, and I don't know how long that process is going to take. I think that's a much longer project. Might take a couple years, so that's exciting. And then I have my reference library that you would have seen in my Think Like an Artist Skillshare class, where I have shown I've been collecting letters for lettering because I want to work on that. I've been collecting ideas for different drawings and botanical illustrations. So this is definitely something that I want to reference. I've built it up as a reference to look at in the future, which is an interesting idea for a sketchbook too. So I love having a reason for a sketchbook so that it becomes easier to work in it rather than you opening up your sketchbook and then looking at the blank page and just thinking, what the heck am I supposed to be creating in here? So I have also other ideas. My next class is going to be a how to fill a sketchbook class on Skillshare, and I'm getting super pumped about that because I love sketchbooks now. I have like 10 years that I haven't been working as sketchbooks properly that I need to like catch up on. So that is Fun Fridays. I hope that you will join me making some time, carving out some time for yourself. It doesn't have to be a full work day. It can be just 15 minutes or a couple of hours each week. But I have noticed such a huge difference in how I approach art, and I'm excited about it. And I wish that for you as well in your creative practice. So I hope that you've enjoyed this peppy, happy video and a peek into my sketchbooks, and I can't wait to share more. So take care. See you later. Bye.